Hello everybody, this is Daniel Babis. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. We cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé. Alright, so let's get into it. Today, we're going to be going back and talking about the whole Paul and Karine situation, Paul Staehle and Karine Martinez Staehle situation, because there's been a bunch of updates actually in this whole situation over the last couple of days. So most of you probably are aware by now that Karine has filed a restraining order against Paul last week, and in that restraining order, she's accusing him of some absolutely despicable, heinous acts such as rape, beating her, and a bunch of other things. Now, if you're not familiar, please watch your videos from last week to get acquainted with the information, because I will not be covering that in this video. Instead, I will be jumping in and talking about the recent postings by Paul Staehle on Instagram, and also what Karine has replied as a result. He came on Instagram and he posted some pictures about how he was missing his son Pierre. So, very understandable. Paul has not seen his son, supposedly, since Karine took his son and they took off to an undisclosed location, because Karine, after the restraining order was released, she published a response or a reply explaining her actions kind of on her own Instagram, and she said that she was afraid for her life. So as a result of that, she took off, with Pierre, and they are in an undisclosed location. And he posted some pictures about how he was missing his son with some lyrics from the Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth song, It's Been a Long Day, and he has some pictures with himself and his son Pierre, and he is trying to tell us that he is missing his son very, very dearly. And honestly, I believe Paul when it comes to that. I believe that he does probably love his son Pierre. I am not one that will criticize that. I believe that he is missing his son Pierre. On the other hand, his actions have been less than stellar in the past week. Now, he also wrote a message. He addressed some other things, because as many people know, this is not the first time that Paul has gotten into muddy waters with the authorities, with the police. So he has had some prior restraining orders. He has been arrested in the past, so it's not the same time. So he actually went on Instagram and he kind of tried to dispel these rumors about him. So in a message he said, "It truly breaks my heart that it has come to this. I have bent over backwards. I found work. I got a new home, a new car, let her buy anything she wanted. I did the cooking, cleaning, laundry, and took care of Pierre. I have never in my life physically or sexually assaulted anyone. My previous domestic violence violation, I was arrested over. It was a very well-written message that she could come and get her stuff. The other arrest was because I let my ex live with me because she had nowhere else to go. She called the police to get me arrested and get all my stuff, but the officer that night saw through the BS and arrested her as well. Same ex has since messaged me to hang out and babysit her kid, which I declined. Now here I am. I have made motions to the court for Karine to get mental help. I have had to double up on my therapy to cope with this madness. Her motion against me with false allegations is for a 3-year restraining order against me and both of my children, alimony and child support. But I cannot see her or my children at all." And then he goes on to quote Sarcasm Instagram, which did the story on his previous arrest. Now, his previous arrest, he mentions it here, it was over sending a text because he had a restraining order against him. So he is trying to clear up his name about his past, and he is trying to say that, look, I have never sexually assaulted anybody. I have never raped anybody. Yes, I have had trouble with the police in the past, but it was never for these type of issues that I am being accused of now. So please look at me and, don't judge me based on my past actions with the police, and don't assume that I'm guilty of the charges that Karine is laying out against me, because I have never committed actions of this magnitude in the past. And look, guys, as far as we know, Paul has never really raped anyone, and he has never really sexually abused anyone. As far as we know, he has never been convicted of these crimes. Now, the other interesting thing in this message, as you can see, he actually references more than one child. So there has been a lot of rumors about whether Karine is pregnant with Paul's second child or not. Well, Paul clearly mentions in this message from days ago on his Instagram that there are more that Karine took off with his children, not child, but children. So he is kind of confirming the suspicions that Karine is pregnant, and he is also actually owning up to the fact that this might be his child, this unborn child that Karine is or might be bearing is his child. Whereas in the past, he has kind of hinted at the fact that he might not be the dad of Karine's unborn child. Of course, many viewers will know that even when Pierre was born, Paul was paranoid that Pierre wasn't his son. But of course, if you guys look at the pictures, you know for a fact that Pierre is Paul's son. He is basically a striking mirror image of his father. If that boy is not Paul's son, I don't know what to say, guys, because they look so much alike. So perhaps a little bit of paranoia with Paul in the previous weeks, kind of hinting at the fact that he was not the father. But here, it seems very clear, like he is owning up to the fact that Karine is pregnant and he is the father. So I find that very, very interesting. Now, you also see in this message right here that he denies all the allegations in the restraining order. He flat out denies ever doing any such thing. In the past day, Paul has come back on Instagram and he is kind of back at it, of course. He actually yesterday, he came on Instagram and he posted a live tour. Well, not live, but it was a tour of his entire house. And he just captioned the video with walkthrough. And in this video, guys, basically it's a tour, complete tour of his house. Actually, I believe the video lasts over 3 minutes. And you see Paul kind of walking from the entrance. He goes into his living room. And then he kind of goes outside. Maybe it's a garage. It looks kind of dark, so it's unclear. And then he goes into the different bedrooms. He goes into the bathroom, and so on and so forth. And basically, what you see is you see a nicely furnished house, nice TV, nice couches, nice furniture. In the bedrooms, you see a lot of Mickey stuff, a lot of Disney stuff. You know, I'm assuming that would be for Pierre. You just see a lot of toys, like a lot of Frozen toys, and things like that. Everything looks nice, clean. It looks neat. It looks like a place that you want to live in. So I believe that what Paul is doing with this video is he's saying, look, guys, this is what I've done for Karine. I have furnished, I have bought all of this stuff for her to make her happy, to provide her with a good home where she can feel safe, where she can feel secure, where she can feel happy, and where my boy Pierre can feel very happy with all this Mickey stuff, this Disney stuff. He could feel right at home. And of course, everybody knows that every child out there loves Mickey. So I believe that's what he's trying to say. Now, look, we don't know, guys. We don't know if Paul is using this video to try to manipulate the narrative and just say, look, guys, I have done everything. And Karine is the one that is she's being irrational, and her actions, you know, they are not based in common sense. They're not based in reality. And she's accusing me of all these things when I have been nothing but good to her. And look, here is the proof. In this case, you have Paul's side, you have Karine's side, and then you have the truth, which is generally split in the middle. And I am also a believer of that as well. So I don't believe that you can fully believe what Paul is saying. I don't fully believe that you can believe everything that Karine is saying, but it's probably a combination of the two. Now, Paul also said this. He also said that he will be deactivating all of his social media accounts. His social media addiction has caused him nothing but pain. It is time for people to put their phones and social media down and focus on your loved ones. Do not allow social media to destroy your relationships and family. Well, look, Paul, this is all nice and dandy, but you should have done this in the first place. Like, why are you posting this now after you have put up all of your private life out there for the world to see? This is kind of idiotic, in my opinion. He's saying this when he has just released all of his, you know, family's problems out there for the world to see. This is just ridiculous. Obviously, Paul should know better than this. And yes, I think he should deactivate his social media accounts, because obviously he just can't control himself, and he just needs to post more things and get himself more embarrassed and potentially damage his entire family more as a result. Now, look, This is what Karine had to say in regards to all these messages by Paul on social media. So she posted this this message, or it's more like a quote, and she says, "Abusers, they'll manipulate and they'll lie to you. And when you no longer give them that power, they'll try to manipulate your family or the people close to you instead. Abusers want everyone to hate you just as much as they do. It's sick. Their lack of morals and integrity is sick. The amount of hate that they harbor in their hearts is sick, as are their psychopathic and sociopathic traits." So this is a quote by Latasha Braxton, and this is what Karine shared. So this is kind of like a response to Paul's statement. So Karine is still in her corner. She is steadfast that she is accusing Paul of being an abuser. She is very clear about that, and she is releasing these quotes as a result. She also posted some other videos of women in Portuguese talking about abuse and how abuse is kind of like, how much it affects people, the kind of like the percentages and how much it's widespread and how it affects economies and things of that nature. So Karine, very steadfast in her corner. She is not backing down. It does not sound like we're going to have a happy reconciliation between these two. Not at all. Paul, he's still, even though he's saying he's going to be off of social media, and he's pretending like he's playing the dumb card, like, oh, I didn't know that if I was going to put this out there, oh no, like this would happen. It's like, Paul, you have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. You have been doing 90 Day Fiancé for years and years. How can you not know that putting your personal life out there will result in this kind of criticism, this kind of backlash? How can you not know? It just does not compute. It does not compute. So I'm sorry. So this is the latest with this couple, guys. Look, let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure that any of this information really changes the narrative. However, we are getting some new information, new details. So we know that the restraining order is for 3 years. And we know that during that time frame, Paul is not allowed to see Karine or his boy Pierre. And of course, if Karine gives birth to a newborn, well, Paul, I guess, is not going to be allowed to see that newborn. So it's pretty sad that the situation had to come down to this. But Karine, she is not backing down from her claims in the restraining order. She is doubling down on everything that she said, that Paul is an abuser. So if, her claims are true, then of course we can totally understand why the situation has come here. And I do hope that it gets better. But this situation, guys, it does not sound like there is going to be a remedy. These two people, they are pretty much done. I'm not even sure that they should get back together, even for purposes of the show, because they seem to kind of like, elicit or attract the worst behavior in each other. So it results into this very explosive kind of situation for both of them, which of course is really, really bad for their son Pierre, and of course if they have any other unborn children as well. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for the notification so you can get updated as soon as we upload a new video. All right, we'll see you guys.